Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So today I'm going to discuss about functions and relations. So our goal here is we are going to decide whether a relation is a function and we are going to use function notation. Okay, first, we are going to define what is a relation and what is a function. How do they differ with each other? So when we say relation, it is any set of ordered pairs. When we say ordered pairs, it consists of the value for x and the value for y. Or in other words, it has input and output. But when we say function, it is a type of relation where there is exactly one output for every input. Or in other words, every x, there is exactly one y. So, dapat dili magbalik-balik ang x. And so, matawag siya nga function. In other words, not all relation is a function, but all function is a relation. So, that's it. For example, we have the value for x, 1, 2. We have the value for y, 6, and 7. The ordered pairs, we have 1, 6, 1, 7, 10, 2, 7. So is this a function or not? No, this is not a function because nagbalik-balik ang value for x, which is 1. So how about the other side? We have the value for x, 1, 2. Y, we have 6 and 7. Ordered pairs, we have 1, 6, 2, 6. Okay, bahalag magbalik-balik ang value sa y, basta dili lang magbalik-balik ang x. Okay, para matawag siya nga function. So, kana siya. Okay, we have y is equal to 2x. We are going to use the xy chart and the mapping later on. So, suppose we have the value for x, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. What would be the value for y? So, unsay atong buhaton, i-substitute lang nato ang value sa x sa y is equal to 2x. Okay, let's start. So, y is equal to 2 times negative 2. The answer is negative 4. Y is equal to 2 times negative 1. The answer is negative 2. Y is equal to 2 times 0. The answer is 0. Y is equal to 2 times 1. The answer is 2. Y is equal to 2 times 2. The answer is equal to 4. Now, we are going to use the mapping. Let's identify what are those input and outputs. Of course, the inputs we have negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. While the output, of course, we have negative 4, negative 2, 0, 2, and 4. So the ordered pairs, we have negative 2, negative 4, negative 1, negative 2, 0, 0, 1, 2, 2, and 4. So we can say that this is a function. No? Okay. Now, let's determine whether the equation is a function or not. For example, we have y is equal to the absolute value for x. So given na ang value sa x, we have, okay, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. So substitute lang gihapon. So y is equal to the absolute value of negative 2 is equal to 2. Y is equal to the absolute value of negative 1 is 1. The absolute value of 0 is 0. The absolute value of 1 is 1. The absolute value of 2 is 2. Okay. Using the mapping, input and output, we have input, we have negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. The output, we have 0, 1, and 2. So, kung ang value sa x negative 2, the value for y is 2. If x is negative 1, the value for y is 1. If x is 0, the value for y is 0. If x is 1, the value for y is 1. If x is 2, the value for y is 2. Is this a relation? Is this a function or not? The answer is yes, that is a function. How about x is equal to the absolute value for y? So relation ba, function ba siya or dili? Suppose we have the given values for y, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. What would be the value for x? So what is the absolute value of negative 2? The answer is 2. The absolute value of negative 1 is 1. The absolute value of 0 is 0. The absolute value of 1 is 1. The absolute value of 2 is 2. So the input and output, okay, we have here, okay, input 0, 1, and 2. How about the output? We have negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. The ordered pairs, we have 0, 0, 1, negative 1, 1, 1, 2, negative 2, 2, and 2. This is not a function since ang value sa 1 or ang value sa input na 1, nagbalik-balik siya. At the same time, ang input nga 2. So, kana siya. Now, we can identify also whether the relation is a functional or not by using a vertical line test. So, what is a vertical line test? So, this is it. Okay, for example, figure number 1. So, kana mo na siyang vertical line test. So, that is a function. How about figure number 2? Still, that is a function. Figure number 3, that is not a function. Figure number 4, that is a function. Figure number 5, okay. Figure number 5, we have, okay, that is not a function. Figure number 6, we have here, okay, that is a function. Figure number 7, that is not a function by using a vertical line test. Then figure number 8, we have, okay, that is not a function. So nga nang makasulti man ko ani nga function na siya nga nagdili siya function. Kay kung ato ni siya gamitan o values, if we are going to plot the points, so ingana man ang kalabasan sa iyang graph, then we are going to use the vertical line test. No? So we can identify nga kana nga relation or kana nga graph that is a function or not. So kana siya. Okay, now we are going to tell whether the relation below is a function or not. Okay, for example, number 1, we have the input 0, 1, 2, 3. Output, we have 5. Ordered pairs, we have 0, 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, and 5. So since walay nagbalik-balik na input, then we can say that this is a function. How about number 2? We have the value for x, negative 3 tanan. The value for y, we have negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. It's very clear, very obvious nga nagbalik-balik ang input, then that is not a function. Clear? Okay, number 3. Take a look at the figure. Is this a function or not? This is not a function. No, kung ato ni siyang substitutan or mag-ano taog value for x and y, nga maging result maging resulta niya nga graph, we are going to use the vertical line test, then ma-prove nato nga dili siya function. Okay, how about number 4? We have the input negative 2, negative 1, and 0. Output, we have 3, 4, 5, and 6. Ordered pairs, we have negative 2, 3, negative 2, 4, negative 1, 5, 0, and 6. So since nagbalik-balik ang negative 2, then this is not a function. Are we clear? Okay. Now, how about function notation? Okay, suppose we have y is equal to 2x plus 3. The function notation is f of x is equal to 2x plus 3. Okay, when x is equal to 1, what would be the value for y? So, substitute lang gihapon, y is equal to 2x plus 3. Ang x, pulihan lang og 1. So, 2 times 1 is 2 plus 3. The value for y is 5. How about when x is equal to 2? So, y is equal to 2 times 2. 4 plus 3, the value for y is equal to 7. How about when x is equal to 3? So, we have 2 times 3. 6 plus 3 is equal to 9. How about when x is equal to 4? So, we have 2 times 4 is 8 plus 3 is 11. How about the value for f of 1? So, f of 1 is equal to 5. F of 2 is equal to 7. F of 3 is equal to 9. f of 4, that would be equal to 11. How about f of negative 4? So that would be 2 times negative 4, negative 8. Plus 3, the answer is equal to negative 5. Can you follow? Okay. So how about this one? G of x is equal to x squared. We have here also h of x is equal to 3x minus 2. So we are going to evaluate the following. So for example, number 1, g of 4. So since g of 4 man siya, so our focus is here. G of x is equal to x squared. So kanang 4, i-substitute lang nato sa x squared, right? Sa value sa x. So that would be g of 4 is equal to 4 squared, or 4 times 4, that is equal to 16. Clear? Okay, how about number 2? H of negative 2, since h man, so our focus is on h of x is equal to 3x minus 2. So pulihan lang gihapon ang x of negative 2. So 3 times negative 2, negative 6 minus 2, the answer is equal to negative 8. How about number 3? G of negative 3. So our focus is on g of x is equal to x squared. So that would be negative 3 squared. Negative 3 times negative 3, the answer is equal to 9. Then how about number 4? H of 5. So 3 times 5, 15, minus 2, the answer is equal to 13. Are we clear on that? Okay. So how about number 5? H of 4 plus g of 1. So first, ato sampuhaan ang value sa h of 4. So what would be? So h of x is equal to 3x minus 2. So 3 times 4, 12. Minus 2, the answer is 10. That is the value for h of 4. Plus, what would be the value of g of 1? So g of 1, that would be 1 squared. 1 times 1 is 1. So 10 plus 1, which is the value of g of 1, then that is equal to 11. How about number 6? H of negative 5. So h of negative 5, so 3 times negative 5, negative 15, minus 2, that is equal to negative 17. Times, what is the value of g of negative 2? So g of negative 2, that would be negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. 17 times 4, the answer would be negative 68. So, kana siya. How about number 7? G of h of 3. So, unsa may atong first na buhaton? So, first, we are going to get the value for h of 3. So, 3 times 3, 9, minus 2, that would be equal to 7. And then, what is g of 7? So, since ang g of x is equal to x squared man, so 7 times 7 is equal to 49. Clear? Okay. How about number 8? So, we have h of g of 2. So, first, unahon sa nato ang g of 2. What is g of 2? That would be 2 squared. 2 times 2 is equal to 4. So, that would be h of 4. And since ang h nato, h of x is equal to 3x minus 2 man, so 3 times 4 is 12 minus 2, the answer is equal to 10. Clear? Okay. Now, we are going to evaluate the function over the domain. When we say domain, that is the value for x. That is the other term for the input and x. So we have x is equal to negative 1, x is equal to 0, x is equal to 2. We have number 1, f of x is equal to 4x. So, sa itong buhaton, so 4 times negative 1 is 4. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 2 is equal to 8. So, mao na siya. Number 2, we have g of x is equal to 3x minus 9. So, 3 times negative 1, that would be negative 3, right? And then, minus 9, that is negative 12. So, yung 3 times 0 is 0, minus 9, negative 9. Manang nasa tunga. So, yung 3 times 2 is 6 minus 9, negative 3. So, that's it. How about number 3? h of x is equal to x squared minus 1. So negative 1 times negative 1 is 1. Minus 1 is 0. Kung baga kaning mga domain nga nasa ibabaw, x equal to negative 1, 0 and 2 is substitute lang diri as a given nga function. No? Okay. Proceed ta. X squared minus 1. So 0 times 0 is 0, minus 1, negative 1. Dayon, 2 times 2 is 4, minus 1 is equal to 3. So sayon na siya. Just substitute everything. Okay, how are we going to graph the linear function? So f of x is equal to negative x plus 3. Suppose we have the given values for x, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. What would be the value of our f of x? So, substitute. Negative 3 dito as a negative x plus 3. Ang x pulihan nato negative 3. So, that would be negative times negative 3 is positive 3. Plus 3, the answer is 6, right? Negative 2 times negative, the answer is positive 2. Plus 3 is equal to 5. Negative times negative 1, the answer is 1. Plus 3, that would be 4. Ngayon, negative times 0, the answer is 0. Plus 3, the answer is 3. Negative times 1, negative 1. Plus 3, the answer is 2. Negative times 2 is negative 2. Plus 3, the answer is 1. Negative times 3 is negative 3. Plus 3, the answer is 0. Okay, so kana siya. Now, we are going to plot the points. So, since na naman tayo x, na naputay f of x, so we can plot the points using the Cartesian plane. Okay? So, do not be confused kung asa dapat ang y-coordinate and x-coordinate or kana siya, the value for x and the value for y. So, kanya. So, mao ni siya ang mga points nga atong ibutang diri asa graph. So, kana siya. Just plot the points here and then connect. So, that is really the graph of this function. Questions? Did you learn something? Okay, so see you on my next tutorial. Thank you so much.